Yeah, right?
It's such a cool project.
I know.
Now, the writer of the show, Sally Wainwright, she's been working on this for 20 years. So how did you get brought into this project? 'Cause I know you have an interesting audition story, right?
Oh, right. So I've known Sally for 10 years, and I knew she was working on this. So when I heard that the scripts were ready, I said, yeah, I want to be a part of that. So they got me in to read. But that day, I was at Buckingham Palace.
Wow.
As you do.
Yeah, right. When you're a Brit.
Yeah, when you're a Brit, you just go to the palace and just hand some awards out for Prince Charles for his charity. So I don't really wear skirts and high heels, like shoe heels, but that particular day I was in a skirt and so on Anne Lister. And I was thinking, damn, why am I dressed like this when I'm going to audition for this woman who was, as you saw, she was gender non-conforming in the way that she dressed, and physically she was quite masculine. So when I got to the audition, I kind of ripped the shoes off and I said, okay, let me just get ready, kind of scruff the hair up a bit. And luckily, I got the job, and the rest is history.
So the show's based on Anne's diaries.
Yes.
You went to Halifax Library, right?
Yeah.
Read some of the diaries.
The actual diary, yeah.
And as you're reading through, what's your initial feeling as you're reading here are her words, right? That's got to be a moment.
It's amazing, and it's a real emotional experience because, you know, her hands have touched these actual things, and they're really beautiful. They've got like a marble background, and then Sally, our writer, was with me, and she can read the code. So a sixth of the diaries of the 5 million words were in crypt hand or secret code, and Sally can read this code just by kind of looking at it. She's learned how to do it. So to be there with my writer and creator and have her just look over my shoulder and read the code was just amazing. It's like when you read someone's diary, it's like they're speaking to you.
She was actually called the first modern lesbian, which I think is so cool. What was it like playing her and bringing that story to life? Because I feel like a lot of people haven't heard about her, and now it's very intriguing.
Yeah, and actually some of the diaries haven't even been decoded. So we were getting email beeps on set saying we've just decoded this little bit and it relates to the scene that you're doing. So it was like raw and exciting, and you know, to get that information as you were filming was just amazing. I think with what Sally's done is made like over 8 episodes. It's a real complex portrait of a lesbian affair and a coming out story, and I think that we've perhaps not seen that, certainly not in a period drama, but it feels modern, fresh and unique because she was.
You had coaches on set, right?
We did. We have intimacy directors, just so that we could tell the story in a very sympathetic and sensitive way. We wanted to explore the way that she had sexual affairs, because it's all in there in the diaries. It's very personal. So we wanted to do that, and also having someone was able to give us a language so that no one felt embarrassed, and we could just kind of talk about it in every aspect.
I love a period piece, and I would imagine as an actor being in a situation where you get to dive into the wardrobe and the hair.
First time you had the hairstyle, how did you feel?
You know, so we tried different styles, but then there's a portrait of Anne Lister that we felt that we wanted to honour. So we called them the croquettes. So 2 were my own, and then the other 2 curls we kind of stuck on, and then the high top knot was not mine either. So I felt I got used to it. And actually, when I'd stopped filming, I was kind of mourning the croquettes and the top knot.
To get into character on set, you wore men's underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was that about?
So the designer was, playing with her gender, we wanted to, so I wore men's shoes, men's gaiters, female stockings, men's underwear, a female corset, and then we switched around the jackets and the waistcoats, male stock, and then a female pelisse, and then of course the top hat. So we really wanted to, she explored in private with her brother's clothes and braces and stuff like that. So we just wanted to play around with that.
You've done this, and you are obviously very passionate about it. Fans also know that you had a cameo in Doctor Who. It's a little show that's trying to get off the ground in the UK.
Yeah.
Something about your time there. What's the takeaway, and maybe something you really loved about that experience?
Okay. Yeah, so the cameo was the coolest cameo to ever have, so I played the TARDIS. And what did I take away? Corsets give you wind, so as in wind.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I remember on my first day, I was in a cage because the doctor had locked me away, and I remember I had to sit up and give a speech backwards, and in front of all of the crew, I sat up and broke wind, and I got in the car, and at the end of the day, I'm in the New Girl. It was Matt Smith had gone home, and the driver said, "Did you break wind on set?" And I thought, oh my God, everyone
knows, including the driver.
The corsets are bad for wind.
I also love.
Note to self.
I also
next-
love to break wind because that's not something.
What would you say?
Yeah. Oh, don't say it. It's just, you know what? When
No,
you
don't
say
say
it, it's
it,
so
don't talk.
it just feels. It's like it's not so bad when you say it.
Yeah. You weren't expecting that.
No, I wasn't expecting an answer, and I love that you told us that. Thank you for being here.
Thank